welcome to another UCL Fantasy video. Now I have to say Matchday 5 was by far the worst week I've ever had on UCL Fantasy, but not much you can do about rotation. I'll be explaining briefly, because I don't want to talk about it too much, how I did and what went wrong, the few things that went right, and just discussing my thoughts for Game Week 6, where I would expect even more rotations. Some things will be random and outside our control, but the next few transfers we have, or the wildcards that you have still in play, are crucial in order to maximize your points returns for this week. And I have to say, I can't wait for the group stages to finish, because just far too much rotation and all, COVID injuries and stuff like that, and bad luck. And I just want to get to the knockout stages and see if I can do a turnaround. And I thought things were bad for the first 4 game weeks, and Game Week 5 was just something else. And I'll be explaining all of my thoughts in terms of my next few transfers, because I'm a bit conflicted, and the same story will happen in FPL when I release a preview for that. Just not sure about which transfers to make. With this, I'm a bit clearer with what I want, but still there are a few variables and things that I'll be discussing later. But if you enjoy this video, smash the like button and subscribe if you're new. We're trying to get to 2,000 subscribers, and I really appreciate all the support. And leave comments, as you always do, with your suggestions of what I should do with my team, and also with any problems you may have or any suggestions you want me to make about your team. But without further ado, this is my team, how it's looking for Game Week 6. But let's look at Matchday 5 quickly. 39 points, and I took a -4 hit. So you see where this is going. I captained Haaland on the Wednesday because my first captain, Mohamed Salah, got 4 points. But at the end of the day, I probably should have just kept the armband on him, because Haaland, last minute, it was revealed that he has an injury until the rest of the year, or for the rest of the year. And yeah, he didn't play. He wasn't even on the bench. And he won't be playing in Matchday 6. Didn't play at the weekend for Borussia Dortmund. The fact that Haaland, probably my most reliable player, he's out. I mean, it just sums it up. And then Zapata, who I brought in, didn't do anything. But what I will say, one of the positives of the week was me bringing in Romero. And during the live stream, a lot of people were suggesting the likes of Hateboer and Gossens, but Christian Romero, even without the goal he scored, which obviously boosted his points returns very nicely, he gets the points for ball recoveries, I keep on saying, and he's now pretty much the highest scoring defender in the game. And I was convinced about him, and I'm happy I made this transfer. It's one of the better transfers I've made this season, and very happy with him. And Trubin coming clutch. End of the day, though, I did have Mendy on the bench with 7 points, unfortunately. This is the type of week where I really wish I could play 2 keepers, but unfortunately not the case. But this guy came in very well, and there was no need for me to transfer out Mendy. The only way that could have gone wrong is if Mendy, saved even more shots or saved the penalty and got double digits or something. But, happy with the keeper. Then I look at the rest of my team. Danilo, benched. Koundé, benched. And then we look at, obviously, Pavard, benched. Lassina Traore, benched. And Lodi, benched. And not only that, I had Thomas Meunier, but he got an injury during last weekend's Bundesliga's matches. So not the one that just passed, the one before that. And that ruled him out of the Champions League Matchday 5. And another one was Casemiro, who I had in my team originally, and he got benched. And he was one of the people I transferred out for Bruno Fernandes. That didn't work out this week, but with the away game against Leipzig, everything to play for. He did get rested at the weekend against West Ham, but came on as a second-half substitute, changed the game. I'm be hoping for something similar when he does play Leipzig. But not very good against PSG. And I already knew PSG was going to be a tough game, but you know what? Bruno Fernandes is fixture-proof. I still maintain that belief. And I like the team overall. If my team do play, I am pretty happy with it, but just very poor on the board. Barrios did get 4 points, despite Zenit losing 3-0, so happy with that, I guess. Jota and Ferran Torres played, because if they were benched as well, I mean, I was basically looking at 11 players who didn't start for me, 2 of them being injured and 9 from rotation or being rested. So very, very poor week, like I said, and I'm hoping for much better in the future, but this is how my team is looking at the moment, and of course I have issues. Overall, if all these players play, it's pretty good, but Haaland obviously can't, he's injured. I will have to be looking for a replacement, and I will be suggesting some of the best replacements very soon when I talk about my transfer plans. And it's just such a big shame, because like I said, he's the most reliable player. He was my captaincy choice every single week pretty much. And unfortunately, I don't have that cushion to lie on anymore. And I have to look at other alternatives. And then Salah, he's got Haaland, and this is very, very conflicting for me because I think he will be rested, but in the off chance that he actually starts, this is a fantastic game for him. And they do have Fulham at the weekend, so it's not like Liverpool have to rest everyone. But the fact that Jota was on the bench, which is good for me, I've got Jota. You'd expect him to start. But Salah played pretty much every single minute. Then there's the likes of Minamino and Shaqiri. I'm not sure if Shaqiri sustained another injury recently, but Minamino's fit. So how would Salah fit in? I mean, hopefully they both play. And, if I keep Salah, hopefully they do play. I think there could be some big returns there. But you know what? He is someone that I'm thinking of getting rid of. But I'm not really too convinced with the midfielders I could replace him with. But you would rather have someone who plays that you're maybe not so confident in than, Salah, who most likely won't play. But if I get rid of this guy and he plays, it's going to be a disaster for me. I'm pretty sure of that. Pavard's another one where he's got a great fixture, but will he play? Bayern already through. They don't have anything to play for. They rested him against Atletico Madrid, and Bayern were struggling, but they did score the equaliser in the end. Renan Lodi has lost his place in the team. If you look at Atletico Madrid's lineup recently, Hermoso has taken the left centre-back or left-back spot. And they sometimes play Carrasco as a left wing-back. I think it was a game against Villarreal or something where Carrasco came on for Lodi as a substitute and played left wing-back and changed the game. And I think he assisted an own goal. And ever since, Lodi hasn't got a sniff in. And this was after a return for me when he got 7 points against Lokomotiv. What? They drew that 0-0, damn. I thought they actually scored a goal there, but yeah. Koundé, another one. I'm not confident in him. He's gone down in price because that's how bad he has been. I thought he'd be one of the bargains of the season, but apart from that one return against Rennes, who they do play next, to be fair, just awful. And I'm just not really feeling at the moment with Koundé. And even if he does play, I'm not too confident in Sevilla overall, but he's someone I would like to get rid of. The rest, though, I have to say, very happy with them. Bruno Fernandes, Diego Jota, Barrios. Danilo, not ideal with the fixture, but, at least he will play. I mean, you would expect. I mean, I don't want to... At this point, I wouldn't be surprised if he gets rested again. Christian Romero, I'm very happy with him. Ferran Torres could do very well. Lassina Traore, I have to say, though, also another one I wouldn't want to have. And, of course, ideally, I'd have the wild card. But then again, because of injuries and rotation early in the season, I had to play it. And maybe in hindsight, I should have taken those rotations and injuries because the situation now is probably worse. And it could have helped me in the last game week or so. But it is what it is. And Zapata, very disappointing against Midtjylland, but hopefully against Ajax he can do the business. And Trubin, he did get a clean sheet against Inter last time. I wouldn't expect it this time. But I'm not too bothered about him. But there's a few fouls I would like to put out. But if I do get rid of those players, the likes of Lodi, Pavard, Salah, Haaland, and Traore, we're looking at a minus 12, 16 hit. And it's not worth it for the last game week. I know some of you have suggested that, but for me, no, it's definitely a no-go. So my transfer plans at the moment, they do vary, and I want your opinions down in the comment section below, so let me know. I'll really appreciate it, and I'll get back to all of you. So as you can see here, I've got Immobile, and he's one of the options I have in mind to replace Erling Haaland, and the other ones are the likes of Lukaku and Neymar, who has Istanbul Basaksehir here. Those are some of the players I'm looking to get in for sure. So let me know which one you think is the best. Immobile, I know some people might not like him too much as an asset, but he's played 3 games and he's returned every single time. He scored 1 penalty, I think. He's got 4 goals overall and 1 assist. And he's just a class player. I think he scored at the weekend as well. He's Lazio's best player by far. He's the talisman. And I know a lot of people have actually suggested, you know what, he might be rested. But if Lazio lose to Bruges, who, they play next, Bruges qualify and Lazio are out, and I would think it would be very strange for Lazio to just risk it and be so confident and arrogant to rest their best player and some of the other key players for the weekend or whatever. Unless they really don't respect Club Bruges at all, then fair enough. But I think that they should play him and that they will play him, because if they lose this, the manager will get so much stick and it would just be an unbelievable decision. But Immobile at the moment is probably my first choice. And as for, other players, like I said, Salah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure about him, because if he does play, like I said, he would be an absolutely phenomenal pick this week. And in terms of replacing him, who do I replace him with? I've got Bruno for that United cover, so having him and Rashford might be overkill, but then again, Rashford did score a hat-trick against Leipzig last time out. Then we have Coman, and you know what? He has a great home record this season in the Champions League, and he scored again at the weekend. There's a recurring theme here, but he got rested in the last Champions League game, and who's to say that him or Sane or Gnabry will play? I mean, who knows at this point? So very tough to call that one. And then I look at the rest of the top scorers so far this season. I'm not too convinced with any of them. Sterling played against Fulham. He played 90 minutes, scored a goal there. So I'm not really too convinced. And if I'm being honest, if there's any other City player I would want, apart from Torres at the moment, it's Kevin De Bruyne. But De Bruyne is in and out of the team in the Champions League, and they don't need him. They'll probably rest him for the weekend against Man United. And that's a big thing about City. I'm not too sure, if many of their first teamers or key players will play, unless they get 60 minutes, get some, match fitness up as well and sharpness, and then, they come off. But there are too many question marks there. I've already got enough question marks in my team. So, I've got a lot of dilemmas. I don't want to add even more headaches. And, you look at the rest. I mean, Joao Felix came in very good against Bayern Munich. And like I said, I already knew that before taking him out. For matchday 4, I knew he could get some returns in the end. He's got an exceptional home record, and he's one of the best players for Atletico Madrid, but I don't trust Atletico offensively. Then there's Thomas Müller, another one, yet again, Bayern rotation, and the only Bayern player I would want up front is Lewandowski, and he could be rotated too. So not too sure about replacing Salah, to be honest, but as for Haaland, very convinced with that, and like I said, the likes of Immobile, Lukaku and Neymar stand out. If Morata, Ronaldo, Messi were kind of nailed for the game and they had a better fixture, then I would probably go for them instead. But those come out. And then another possibility, as you can see here, is Marquinhos coming in, and that would be very nice. He could come in for Koundé. That is a huge upgrade, but that would mean I keep Salah, I think, even though obviously I could just get rid of Salah anyway and make even more money, but we're looking at bigger hits here. So I will just show you here, Immobile. Yeah, so this is how my team could look. And this guy who I pointed out a few weeks ago, once again, even against Man City, 8 points. That's 4 clean sheets on the bounce for Porto. So Sanusi looks very, very good at 4.8 million. He's one of the highest scoring players in defence this season. So very, very good. And the reason why I would get him in for Lodi, because like I said, Lodi has lost his place in Atletico Madrid's team. And unless he's being rested for this game, it's too many question marks. And even then, Lodi's playing Salzburg, who are a decent attacking team with Berisha, with Szoboszlai. They've got some good players offensively. I wouldn't be too, expectant on an Atletico Madrid clean sheet anyway if Lodi did play. So Sanusi in for him is probably a better shout. And then Marquinhos in for Koundé. I think that could be good. And if Pavard does start, just like Salah, I think he could get a very big return. But will he start? I'm not sure. Those are 2 question marks I would still have in my team. And another possibility I was considering, although it wouldn't allow me to get Marquinhos, is to get Moise Kean in for Traore and kind of get that PSG attacker in for the Istanbul Başakşehir game. And Traore, he's been hit and miss. I mean, when he has played, he gets some assists here and there, but just very inconsistent. And he is 19 years old after all. But Ajax are just very, very unpredictable in terms of their attack. They keep changing things up. The only attack I would say that's kind of nailed is Tadic. But Moise Kean in for Traore would be an upgrade. But unfortunately, we're looking at a -8 unless, I just keep Koundé in, which obviously I wouldn't be too keen on. And if I do go with Kean for Traore, I would probably keep Koundé, and it would be between Sanusi or Marquinhos coming in for Lodi, and I would get Immobile in, but it really does depend. There were other things I was considering during the weekend. I did say I was actually considering Giroud for Krasnodar at home, but he started at the weekend. I would expect Tammy Abraham now to play against Krasnodar, and Giroud would probably play in the next Chelsea game against Everton in the Premier League. So very tough calls to be made. Like I said, there's a lot of things that are wrong with my team, but if they all start, and rotation isn't, as bad as it was last week, in my case anyway, I think I could get a good score. But definitely, confidence is low after last week. And, I'm on 301 points. And on the Tuesday, I actually had 300 points anyway. And the changes I made for the Wednesday literally made me gain 1 point, which is absolutely awful. And that's how bad of a season I am having at the moment. I'm around 50k in the world. It's just getting worse and worse. But it is what it is. Hopefully, I can bounce back, and I'm really looking for the knockout stages for that. The group stages is kind of a lost cause for me, but I'll try salvage something in the end. And in terms of captaincy, if I do go with something like this, I mean, I will probably go with, if I do get Neymar in, he would be my captain. I don't think I'll be captaining Moise Kean. So otherwise, it'd be Bruno for the Tuesday. But you know what? Immobile looks very, very good for the Tuesday, actually. It could be him. And for the Wednesday, if it needs be, hopefully not, it'd probably be Diego Jota, probably because I'm a bit more confident he will start. But if I captain him or Salah and then they don't start, yeah, it would just be absolutely awful. So not too confident at the moment, but hopefully things do improve. And like I said, there's a few variables in my plans. It depends on my defense, on my midfield, and my attack. I'm definitely getting in a top-class premium forward like Immobile or Lukaku or Neymar. And as for the rest of the team, I could add another striker like Keane in for Traore. I could replace Salah with who? I'm not too sure. And in terms of the defense, yeah, I could replace Koundé and Lodi for Sanusi and Marquinhos. It all depends. Let me know what you think down in the comment section below. And like I said, subscribe if you're new. We're trying to get to 2,000 subscribers. I'd really appreciate it. And yeah, hopefully things do improve. I'll be uploading an FPL Game Week 12 preview. And in that case, I'm very happy with my team. And I'm just not sure which transfers to make. So polar opposite seasons for me in both fantasy games. But yeah, hopefully things keep on improving. And I hope you lot have a great Game Week 6. And wish you all the best of luck. And yeah, I'm here to help. And I'm here to also just discuss things with you. And yeah, hopefully you do very well. So thank you for watching. And I'll see you next time.